All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Planning Commission meeting of December 10th, 2025. I'll call this meeting to order at 6:01 p.m. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Cooley, Commissioner Copeland, Commissioner Cueva,
Present.
Vice Chair Smith.
Here.
Chairman Southard.
Here. Okay. Do we have any requests of any excused absences?
No, sir.
All right. I'll go ahead and do our Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Cueva, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any adjustments to the agenda tonight?
No adjustments.
All right. Any conflict of interest disclosure? Seeing none, we'll move on to item B. That is public comment period for items not on the agenda. Any one person may address the committee on any matter not on this agenda. If you wish to speak, please fill out a public comment form provided at the back table and give it to the committee chair or secretary. There is a 3-minute limit on public comments. There will be no sharing or passing of time to another person. State law prohibits the committee from discussing or taking actions brought up by your comments. Do we have any public comments on items not on the agenda?
I have no written request for this part of the agenda. Kylie, do we have any callers on the line?
We don't have any callers.
Okay, I'll go ahead and move on to item C. This is our action items, public hearings and requests. Item C1 is approval of the minutes. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Question before we do, since there's only the three of us and I was absent at the last meeting, do we need to have a third vote, or am I able to vote yes on the matter if I wasn't here?
If you reviewed the minutes and you want to approve it, you can. There's also an option to move it to the end of the meeting. In case they show up and they're late, then we can approve it then.
Okay.
It's up to you. Or we can postpone it to the next meeting.
Your pleasure.
Well, I mean, I'll let you guys vote and motion a second, but I did look through it. Seemed fine.
Okay. I will go ahead and move approval of the minutes.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Cueva,
Yay.
Vice Chair Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Southard.
Yes. All right, that item passes. That moves us to item C2. This is for plot plan 2025-0455- consideration of a request to construct a single-story, 7,444 square foot urgent care facility and associated site improvements. Can we have a staff report, please?
Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. Jillian Fountain, Planning Staff. On April 7th, 2022, staff received an application for the proposed 7,444 square foot urgent care facility located on southwest corner of Beaumont Avenue and Oak Valley Parkway. The applicant is proposing a single-story medical clinic on a 1.27 acre vacant site within the commercial neighborhood zone. Medical offices are permitted use in this zone with a plot plan approval. The project includes 30 parking spaces, 1 loading zone, landscaping, full access driveway along Beaumont Avenue, utility extensions, and on-site water quality features, street and sidewalk improvements. The building will feature a contemporary design with neutral colors, articulated walls, and steel canopies. A parcel merger will be required before building permits are issued. Access will be provided through 1 full access driveway on Beaumont Avenue, designed with landscaping entry features. Internal drive aisles allow for smooth two-way traffic, and pedestrian connections link the building to sidewalks on both frontages. The general plan designates the area as neighborhood commercial, which is consistent with the proposed use, specifically with policies identified in Gold 3.84, which prioritizes access to health promoting uses in new development, including medical centers. The project is exempt under CEQA Section 15303, which covers small commercial buildings under 10,000 square feet in urbanized areas. The required plot plan findings can be adequately met and are attached in your staff report. A public notice was placed in the press enterprise, and property owners within 300 feet were notified on November 30th, 2025 of this public hearing. At this time, staff has not received any comments. Staff recommends opening the public hearing and approving Plot Plan 2022-0455, subject to the conditions of approval, and directs staff to prepare a notice of exemption for the applicant to file with the Riverside County Clerk Recorder. That concludes my presentation. I'm here for any questions, and so are the applicants.
All right, thank you for that report. Do we have any questions from the commission?
I do have one question, but I'd like to ask the applicant when the applicant steps up.
Couple questions. It appears that the trash enclosure opens into a parking space?
Yeah, so it does open into a parking space. We did route it to Waste Management, and their comment was that they just had to maintain that open when it's, pickup day. So if it should not be obstructed.
Okay. So is there proposed signage on there, no parking on whatever day it might end up being?
Yeah, I believe it was
There's a
conditioned.
condition
There's a
in there
condition
that
for
it
that,
has
okay.
to be. They have to work with the purveyor.
Okay.
May I chime in?
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of an interesting site to deal with. There's been a lot of limitations on this and a lot of effort to get it to this point. So, and then it appears that so there is a concrete median proposed on Beaumont Avenue.
There's a raised median proposed on Beaumont Avenue and on Oak Valley Parkway.
Having been to that vet across the street, never have crossed in the double yellow line myself. There are a number of close calls there, especially in morning and afternoon when school's in and out. So I see that as being necessary. So I'm glad that's on here. All right, those are my comments.
Perfect. Appropriate to have the applicant come up and answer a question from Commissioner Cueva.
Hi there. Thank you everyone for being here. My name is Ryan Ritchie, Land Engineering Consultants. Here representing Beery Construction and Southern California Emergency Medicine. They're the owners and the developers of this project. We worked on this project for a number of years, and we're happy to answer any questions you may have. If I may start with the trash enclosure, I just would note that it's a loading space. It's not a standard parking space so it'll be signed and striped for loading, and there's a condition that staff added. It's a practice we've seen, not abundantly common, but in highly constrained sites where you're a little bit limited on space. So it was tough to get the trash enclosure and loading stalls.
I was going to say,
into
the
site.
site's not very forgiving.
Right.
Okay.
So my question is regarding the conditions of approval. I understand how the number of parking stalls were arrived at, 250 square feet is one parking stall. Now, with the loss of that parking stall for a loading zone, now we're looking at 29 spaces. However, I'm looking at page 3 of page 31 of the conditions, and you indicate that there are 24 employees that are going to be there. So now we're limited to 5 spaces. And the reason why I'm asking that question is because I just want to make sure that the applicant understands that it does also indicate that there is no parking on the sidewalks, driveways, or drive-ups. So are you going to have enough space for the employees and the clients you'll be servicing?
To begin on that, with the number of parking stalls, the loading space is not included in the 30 space count. So it's in addition to in the code. So the 1 per 250 is covered in the standard parking stalls. I believe we have one compact, and the ADA spaces are included within that. I guess I would want to check in to see where we at. 24 employees seems excessive. We did at one time. This was a 2-story facility with subterranean parking. I was recalling something along the lines of 8 employees at
8 to 10 at max.
So yeah, apologies if a number got left in there from a previous plot plan. I'm not sure where that,
It's on page 31 of 59.
you said of the conditions?
It's in the conditions, yes.
Okay. So maybe we can, if we can.
We can update that with an appropriate number from the applicant.
Okay.
And in discussing the employees and the activity that they get at the urgent care facilities with, here we have Kevin Berry, his brother Dr. Dr. Brian Berry runs these facilities. He's felt comfortable with the parking count at his other facilities that we have here, that he should have sufficient space.
Okay. Well, if you have 8, and that is a vast
It's a drastic
delta
difference.
than 24.
That's a drastic
So-
difference. Yeah, again, I'm not quite sure where the 24 came from, if that was from us, but apologies if that got run over from a previous plot plan that we had.
Okay. That's the only question I have.
Any other questions, commissioners?
So I didn't see any layout of the building, you know, like rooms and lobby areas and that kind of stuff. We saw the shell that was put in there. Is the internal plan been submitted at this point, or is that still being designed?
Staff did inquire about that at one point. In our experience, typically you can get the shell and work out the internal floor plan at a later time. We did have an internal floor plan for a few of the previous layouts, but we've been through 3 or 4 revisions here. And it was just getting the architect to go back and redo it. But we do have submitted floor plans to staff of the previous 2-story facility, and it would replicate a similar layout.
So I suppose I have a question for the doctor then, you know, if you wouldn't mind.
I'm the brother of the doctor.
All right, brother.
Yeah, doctor.
The relation to the doctor.
Yeah.
So-
The floor plan, honestly, we didn't proceed with the floor plan because we want to make sure the project's going to get approved first.
So you're anticipating what, probably 2 or 3 doctors, some supplemental medical staff, and
There'll
billers up
be,
front?
2 physicians assistants on staff at
Okay.
all time. There'll be 3 nurses and then 2 admins. That's the typical for a facility of this size.
Okay. And what, 8 to 10 patient rooms type of thing?
Yeah, and there's an X-ray room and there's a procedure room as well. So this one, because it's gotten down a little bit smaller, we just opened up a new one in Yucaipa,
Okay.
which is about 8,500 square feet, right next to where the old location was.
Okay.
It has 10 exam rooms, so probably about 8. I think you're right.
Okay.
If I could jump in really quickly, you could open the public hearing now if you like, since we're going back and forth with the public and the
Yeah, we'll go
applicant.
ahead.
Thanks.
We'll go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and open the public hearing at 6:14 PM. Do we have any requests to speak?
I do have a written comment to read.
Thank you for.
I don't know if you
thank
had more
for answering my question.
questions. If you had more questions for the applicant, you can continue with that. It's up to you.
Any more questions for the applicant? No, I think we can go ahead with the comment.
I have an emailed comment that states, "Dear Planning Commission, I am writing to submit my comments regarding the proposed urgent care facility that is planned next to my residence. I have several concerns I would like to raise. First, the proximity of this new building would likely result in significant noise, especially during the nighttime hours, which would make it harder for me to sleep. Second, the new structure will cast shadows and reduce the natural sunlight that my home currently receives. Additionally, I am concerned about increased foot traffic around the area, which may impact security and privacy. Finally, the increased vehicle traffic could make it more difficult for me to drive in and out of my property conveniently. For these reasons, I respectfully object to the construction of this facility at the proposed location. Thank you for considering my comments." Kylie, do we have any callers on the line?
We don't have any callers.
Okay, thank you. We'll go ahead and close the public hearing then at 6:15 PM. And I'll bring it back to the commission here for discussion.
So looking at the building, looks like it's a generally 16-foot maximum height. There's a equipment screen that would take it up to 19, kind of set back there. So I think it's fairly consistent with, you know, residential building heights that would be around it. You know, from that perspective, and I mean, the zoning is for this. So I mean, if it's depending on where the resident was that was complaining, or not complaining, I want to say that the resident who made the comment. If they're across the street on San Miguel, it'd be residential use, but if they're just to the south of it, they would be a non-conforming use at that point, because those parcels, even if they are residences, are zoned for commercial, according to the information we have here in the staff report.
Yeah, not to mention that there's a lot of other uses around there that are going to be operating nighttime hours, especially another project going right across the street there, so.
The hours do say 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. You know, is that, well, we've already closed the public hearing, but,
Now, the hours of the clinic will be 9 to 9, and
Okay.
they stop taking new patients at 8:30, so that they can actually ensure that they're done by 9. So sometimes they do go after 9 a little bit, just because of, if they're not gonna kick a patient out, but 9 to 9 is typical.
okay.
And in regards to that elevation, which does overlook the other homes over there, there's no glass, no windows to look that direction. There's a couple of clear story just for architectural elements, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
So I would ask that, my question is, I would ask that planning revise that because that was, the hours were in there too. Thank you.
Yeah, it looks like it's
We'll
the
get an
letter.
updated letter.
It looks like it's a letter from LEC that mentions 6 to 10, 7 days a week, and that's where the employees are stated at number 24, so. Okay.
Can I ask the applicant one more question? Yes. No generator, right? Or do, okay, so you don't have a generator on that side?
No generator.
Okay, that's, thanks.
Any other discussion from the commission, or anybody want to make a motion?
No, I think this project has taken a while to get to this point. I know there's been a number of challenges with site plans in the past, but I feel that, you know, we're somewhere that is, you know, I would say is respective of the zone, respective of the surrounding land uses, it has protections on it to ensure that we're not creating any major traffic hazards out on Beaumont Avenue or Oak Valley Parkway. So I would be comfortable to make a motion to approve as presented.
Could I add one thing to that?
Of course.
Would it be a motion with the revisions that we indicated on the application?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, with the clarifying revisions on the application.
I second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Cueva?
Yay.
Vice Chair Smith?
Yes.
Chairman Southard?
Yes. Okay. That item passes. It takes us to item D, staff comments.
And
Any
one
staff
more, since there are staff comments, I will say this, but the appeals may be filed of your decision within 15 days, calendar days of today, and it happens to fall on December 25th, so the next day to appeal would be Monday, December 29th, 5:00 p.m., just for a matter of record. And then, yeah, comments for staff. I do have a couple. So the next available meetings rather in January are January 14th and January 28th, pending the quorum. So we want to just advise the commission that we'd like to hear from you as soon as possible on the dates. I think the preferred date for us to accommodate projects would be January 28th. But yeah, we'd like to know your quorum items on, or your attendance on the 14th and the 28th. So that's just something to note. Let us know as soon as possible. And then the 2026 commission training is an option. It's in March and in Anaheim. So we'll be sending information for you. So keep an eye out for that. And if you choose to attend, let us know, and we'll be glad to accommodate that as well. There is a training budget available. And then the planning manager position is reopened, and so we'll be internally circulating that, and if necessary next month, open it to the public. So there will be new staff joining us, or promoted staff, or we'll see what happens. But planning manager position has been reopened and circulating. I think that's it for staff comments. So yeah, you guys can text me or call me and let me know about your attendance for January, because we want to make sure there's no vacations or things like that. We're happy you're here today, and happy holidays.
Perfect. Thank you. Make sure commission gets you those times for January. And do we have any commissioner comments? Okay. Seeing none, I'll just go ahead and say happy holidays, everybody, and we'll adjourn our meeting at 6:20 p.m.